CTI Group Worldwide Services USA, in cooperation with its global partners, is opening a central recruiting and processing office in Southeast Asia. CTI Group hires for the world's most refined cruise lines and resorts. We process over 17,000 crew and candidates a year. Join our team if the description fits you.
Are you a person who is excited to head to work each day and has the desire to succeed? Do you have a strong desire to grow within a company? Are you someone who likes a fast-paced environment? Possess the skills and computer knowledge to deliver on time. Thrive in an ever-learning and changing environment. Hold yourself and your team members accountable to complete a task on time.
Can you meet targets and deliver as promised? Be part of and promote a positive team environment. Meet and exceed crew and clients' expectations. If so, we are looking for you. Office managers and assistants. Recruiting professionals, all categories, flexible hours. Onboarding specialist, visa, medical, etc. Processing specialist, certifications, government regulations, etc. Accounting specialist, QuickBooks Online required, 3 years minimum. Social media manager, 3 years minimum with international experience. Fluent English communication is a requirement for all positions.
CTI Group is taking applications now as we will soon be opening our newest office in Southeast Asia. Positions will be on-site and virtual also. Don't delay and apply today. www.cti-usa.com. Can you guess the new office name?
Well, a very good day, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. Welcome to CTI Group's Town Hall live show. Glad to have you here. You may notice that I'm missing my co-anchor here. That is Eduardo. He's stuck in traffic. Now, can you imagine traffic in Fort Lauderdale? Well, that's where he's at. He's stuck in traffic. All right. Well, anyway, welcome to today's show. Lots and lots of information. He'll be joining us here in a few moments. And one of the things, many things we want to talk about today, we have Lucy returning for part 2 of the interview with Lucy. She's from Virgin Voyages. She's a crew member. And last week we had so many great comments about Lucy and having her on our show. Well, we're glad to have her back for part 2 today. We're going to talk about the world's biggest cruise ships, and there's some big claims out there on who actually has the world's biggest cruise ship. And there's a cruise ship for sale. So maybe if you got some extra money lying around, we have a cruise ship for you. Also, going out to Carnival Crew, lots of information about Carnival Crew. And actually, let's go with our headline news. That's part of the headline news today. All right, when Eduardo gets in here a little bit later, he has some breaking news for those who are Carnival crew members. We know that there are quite a few crew out there who have not got their documents ready yet, and Carnival has positions for you. So if you do not have your documents ready, then by all means, get them ready. And the reason for that, of course, is they've got positions. And if you do not get your documents ready and they've actually given you an assignment, then they're going to take new hires. So feel free to get those documents ready, and let's get on with it, right? Actually, Eduardo just walked in. Eduardo, into the studio. Eduardo, come on in. Hello, Eduardo. Come in. We're live. Come on in. Anyway, Eduardo has some information. Come on in and sit down. Here he is. I told him you got stuck in traffic, but he's here. I
just lost my bus.
You lost your bus. Grab your microphone over there so they can hear you. He just lost his bus.
Of course.
Do you have a bus?
My train.
Your train? You have a train?
I was late on my train.
Oh, your limo, you
Never
mean?
be late.
Your limo.
Limo?
A limousine.
No, my train, like a bright line.
Oh, bright line. Okay. Well, we're glad to have you here, and where we are, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Say hello to all the guys.
Okay, tell me, guys, everything that he told you, so I can.
Not very much. We just started the show, so
okay. The show cannot be the same without me here.
Well, we were going really well until you got here.
Okay, then I'm going back to the going back to the train.
No, what we're talking about is Carnival crew members.
Right.
Right. We had a meeting with Carnival the other day, and we're talking about those who don't have their documents ready yet. What's going on with these people?
Yeah, guys, you definitely have to, put yourself in a situation that work cooperation with CTI versus just believe that CTI can go into your house, pick up your passport, and make a visa for you without no permission. So you every time when you go back on board, like you guys on board and then you go back home. So trying to review
Get your documents done early,
review
right?
your visa documents.
Right.
Oh, this document is going to expire. Everything they're going to expire less than 10 months because you have 2 months vacation. So you have to go to the office.
But
and
I think what they're saying is that passports have to be valid at least for 1 year when you leave, right? Because if they're not, right, I see some valid. They're going to expire within the next 6 months.
6 months. Yeah,
you
it's
can't
not.
go to
It
the
doesn't
ship with
work.
6 months validity.
So they have to review the documents once they sign off, and everybody have to go back to the office to say, "Hey, I'm back here. I'm okay." Blah blah blah. But in case if they don't do that, of course, things are going to get in the end. For example, the 2 months vacation, they're gonna say, "Oh my God, when is my assignment?" Okay, we have assignment. Oh, you don't have visa. Then we have to apply for visa, and then it take 30 more days. So now you don't stay only 2 days, 2 months vacation. Now I have to stay 3 months vacation. And guys, every day we have people being present to Carnival. Some of them already have all the documentations ready, so they're gonna pass in front of you and go.
Exactly.
You're gonna just miss your opportunity. So the thing is, we have to work together. It's not just believe, oh, I have an agent, they're gonna take everything from me. They will, but if you contact them, if you get close to them, of course
they're gonna help you out.
Yeah, of course.
And these guys who say, "Oh, I don't have money." Well, let me tell you, the little amount of money that you have to invest to get a visa, I believe it's $100, $160, something like that, and you just sit and wait for someone to take care of you. This is not going to happen. Right? They need to get the money together to get their documents ready so they can go to the ship. Very important.
True. That's true.
All right. Other things we're going to talk about today, and that's Carnival, and you're going to talk a little bit more about Carnival Crew a little bit later. We talk about who has the world's largest cruise ship. Well, guess one of the claims to fame is sitting right here in Fort Lauderdale. Actually, we can look out our window and see it. It's the world's largest cruise ship, the Wonder of the Seas.
How many passengers?
Oh, millions.
If you want to make friends, you go work there.
There you go. There you go. It's Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. But we're going to talk about another ship first that also is laying the claim to the world's largest cruise ship.
Who?
This is a company that is going through bankruptcy at the moment. So I said at the beginning of the show, we have a ship for sale. Since you have a train, would you like to buy a ship? I have one for sale.
Oh no, I'm selling everything that I have.
Are you?
Actually, I prefer to walk now. I don't want a car. I don't want a house.
Really?
Yeah,
Just get a backpack and travel the world.
So the same rent you pay to live here, you can live anywhere in the world. So why I have to buy things and having my name, just paying taxes and all those things? So
Well, there you go. Why not?
yeah, so it's a new lifestyle.
All right. Well, for those who may remember Crystal Cruises, and Crystal Cruises is still going through, it's unfortunate. Crystal Cruises is going through some sad times at the moment. They're being sued. There was a company that sued them and got part of their money, only half of it. There's a long list of people who want their money that is owed by Crystal Cruises. The crew are, of course, looking for jobs. We have plenty of jobs for those from Crystal who would like to apply. Go to our website. We'll do our best to help you. We have lots of premium and exciting cruise lines to work for. So all Crystal crew out there, feel free to jump at www.cti-usa.com. There you go. Right. Go to our website. You can apply there. But anyway, this ship, the mother company is called Genting, and some people call it Genting. They're out of Malaysia. And they're a big casino. They start off as a really big casino, lots of casinos through Asia. And unfortunately, they fell into hard times. They've gone into bankruptcy. They owned a huge shipbuilding yard called Meyer Wharf. And they're going into bankruptcy, unfortunately. But they were 3/4 done, I believe, of a $1 billion ship that's sitting at Meyer Wharf.
Wow.
And now it's up for sale. And one of the good things they said, well, don't think this is a fire sale. Do you know what a fire sale is? A fire sale is like, I have this big, beautiful house and one little corner has a little fire in it, so everybody thinks they can walk in and buy it really cheap. Well, this ship is it's amazing. It's a massive ship, and they've already put the word out there. Don't think you're going to come in and buy this cheap, because this is a $1 billion ship. So initially they had three companies that were interested in buying the ship, and now there's a list of people who want the world's largest ship. The first video we're going to show you is a video before the pandemic. So this is naturally a promo video where everybody got together and says, oh my God, we're going to have the world's largest ship. The second video we're going to show you, unfortunately now it's for sale. So Harold, let's roll that first video.
The largest vessels with the most advanced digital technology ever produced. The Global Dream. With elegant modern exteriors, unparalleled designer interiors and numerous popular features, these megaliners are tailor-made for dream cruises. Specially designed for the booming Asian cruise market, the global-class ships can accommodate about 5,000 passengers in 2,500 cabins based on a twin-share basis, and up to 9,500 passengers during holiday peak season. At 342 meters long and 46.4 meters wide with 20 decks. Travelers can expect a wide range of exciting entertainment novelties. Whether in the shopping mall, the Asian spa, theme park or Cineplex, both action enthusiasts and those seeking tranquility will more than get their money's worth. The brand new fleet of the 208,000 GT ships guarantees world-class ocean travel, and will establish Dream Cruises as the most luxurious and innovative cruise line in Asia. Artificial intelligence systems will be installed on board, making the global class the most technologically advanced cruise ships in the world. With facial recognition, there will be minimal queuing for boarding, disembarkation and payments.
All right, so there what you have is a ship that, they're excited, they're going to bring the ship out, and so these are the pre-opening videos, basically. Beautiful, beautiful ship. Now, here's what happens after COVID.
Set to be the world's biggest cruise ship, the Global Dream, is now for sale. A number of potential buyers are lining up for Genting Hong Kong's Global Dream, the unfinished megaliner set to be the world's biggest cruise ship by capacity, and a deal needs to be signed by summer when the company's closed German shipbuilder will run out of cash, said the liquidator overseeing the sale. Still, the ship will not be sold in a rush despite it sitting unfinished in a German shipyard that has filed for insolvency, according to Christoph Morgan. The German court appointed provisional insolvency administrator for MV Werften, the shipbuilding unit owned by Genting. The vessel's sale, which began with 3 potential buyers, has now attracted a significant number of interested parties, including investors who are keen on it as part of a larger purchase that includes operator Dream Cruises. Mr. Morgan said, "We will have a speedy process, but there is no need for a fire sale," Mr. Morgan said from Berlin. "Our target is to get the highest price." The Global Dream reportedly cost $1.8 billion to build. And lenders had financed about €1.4 billion or $1.6 billion for the ship's construction.
All right, well, there you have the ship, and it's at the Meyer Wharf shipyard. It is for sale. It's up for bids. And if you want to get into the cruising industry, really big time, why not buy the world's biggest cruise ship?
I have some money here. Maybe I should put my name on the list.
Maybe you should. I think you can afford it. You work at CTI. They make lots of money.
Yes. So what's the greatest news that we have to share with them today?
Well,
so people came here today, they already subscribed on our channel, they already went to the website. So what do we have to offer?
Well, we're talking about the world's largest ship. And now Royal Caribbean has the world's largest ship. But they have the world's largest ship that is already in service. And it is sitting here in Fort Lauderdale. We are very glad to see it. We're going to show you some video taken right in front of my house as it cruises by my house. Royal Caribbean, welcome to Fort Lauderdale, Wonder of the Seas.
Wonder of the Seas arrives in U.S. for her first sailings. The newest and biggest cruise ship in the world has arrived in the U.S. to begin offering cruises from her new home. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas arrived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on Sunday night. With less than 2 weeks until her first sailing, Wonder of the Seas will debut with cruises from Port Everglades in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in March and April. Port Everglades welcomed the massive new cruise ship as she pulled into port on Sunday. The new ship arrived in the evening, with her first sailings beginning March 4, 2022. Wonder of the Seas measures 1,188 feet and has a gross tonnage of 236,857. At double occupancy, she can handle 5,734 passengers along with 2,300 crew members. Wonder of the Seas, world's biggest cruise ship, prepares to make its debut. The new world's biggest cruise ship is a step closer to making its debut after arriving in the U.S. Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas will make its maiden voyage from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, on March 4th on a 7-night Caribbean cruise. It will stay in the region until the end of April before heading to Europe for sailings from Barcelona, Spain, and the Italian capital, Rome until October. The true scale of the ship is in the eye-watering numbers. It has a capacity for 6,988 guests and 2,300 crew members. At 236,857 gross tons, the 18-deck ship is 1188 feet, 362 meters, long and 210 feet, 64 meters wide. It has a cruising speed of 22 knots and has 4 bow thrusters, each with 7,500 horsepower.
Well, there you have the Wonder of the Seas. And we welcome the Wonder of the Seas to Fort Lauderdale. Glad to have you here, starting its maiden voyages in March.
Just prepare my cabin for free.
For free,
Yeah.
of course. Royal, we're ready to come on and do our vlog from there. So send us those invitations. We'll be right over. The presidential suite, of course.
And Eduardo too.
Oh, okay. All right. We want to say a quick condolences to one of my really good friends, Mr. Nyoman Restu, who is one of the original founders of CTI, along with myself. He is the general manager of BALI. His mother just passed away she passed away on Valentine's Day, actually.
Look at her smile.
Isn't that a beautiful
so natural,
smile? And I believe she was 86, 87.
Wow.
Yeah, and they just so our biggest
That's a beautiful
condolences
picture.
going out to the entire team. And you know, we all, when we lose our mother, it's a very difficult thing. So we would not be here if it weren't for our mothers. But we have, I don't want to call it a bright side. We have many crew from BALI that are leaving, and even as this pandemic goes on, right? We have lots of crew. So we want to thank our CTI BALI office, Saras Restu out there, who sent these pictures in. These are crew members that are heading to the ship. So as you can see, they're all excited. They're all masked up. And the message from CTI BALI, guys, keep on your masks, do your social distancing, keep safe. There seems to be an increase in COVID cases in Asia at the moment, just like here. When it kind of circles the world, right? It came to the U.S., to North America, and now we're relaxing most of the protocols here in the States. And as it makes its way around Asia, it'll peak there and it'll start going down again. But of course, everybody there, we've got engineers that are going to the ship. We've got food and beverage people going to the ships, and I know you're looking for engineers and
I'm looking for carpenters, assistant electrician. I'm looking for oilers, able bodies, assistant plumber, welders. Basically, we are looking for all deck and engine department position, but we are focused mostly right now for those position carpenters. We definitely need carpenters. If you speak English, you can introduce yourself. You can talk a little bit technically about what you do. So you're extremely welcome to go to our website and apply, because we have opportunity for you, and you can join probably in the next 30 days. You can be on board already.
Yeah,
if you have everything.
So carpenters, electricians, assistant electricians, engineers.
We do
plumbers.
Yes, we do need those positions.
Yeah. And what about in the food and beverage department?
Food and beverage department is like always looking for culinary, pastry, bakery. CDPs, like chefs on those positions as well.
Is that for all cruise lines?
All cruise lines, but of course, because we are open for Carnival, Virgin, Culinary, or P&O, so. We have opportunity for all positions, for all cruise lines. I say if you are a chef and you might not have the qualification to go in one cruise line, your experience and background might fit you in another cruise line. Because when we talk about Culinary, we don't focus much on personality, even though personality it might be important. Today, the cruise ships, they all have these glasses, and people is like doing not only cooking, but they're doing like a show, interacting with people.
Right.
You don't have to be that type of person as long as you have a good background, you have a good experience. So we have all these options for you: Regent, Oceania, Virgin, Carnival, Culinary, P&O. So it depends on your qualification. We are going to address and present you to one of those cruise lines. But when it comes to food and beverage and housekeeping, then your personality kicks in, and then if you have to evaluate which cruise line better fit for you in terms of your personality, how you're going to feel comfortable and natural delivering your skills.
So guys, there truly, and we say this almost every show, there's truly thousands of jobs available. If you haven't had a chance to go to our website, please do, www.cti-usa.com. You can apply through the website. We also have the Go video, and just in a few moments, we're going to conclude our interview with Lucy, who is from Virgin Voyages. She is a crew member, and actually I believe just a couple days ago, she went back to
Valiant Lady.
Yes, she's on board now. We're going to see her, I think, next month, and we'll do another broadcast with her there. Beautiful lady. But as you can see on the screen, this is a Carnival Cruise Line ship. This is where the crew were going back, and I believe we have a short little video. One of the crew sent it in to us that, hey, I'm going back on board. Check this out. So, Harold, we got that video, I believe? Just a short little video there. So anyway, good. Thank you for sending that in, guys. We always like to see from the crew of actually what's happening. Now, let's look here. I think let's look and check in some of the comments here. All right, we've got Myanmar in the house. Glad to have you guys here. We've got Bali, as always. Good to have you guys here. I see Vietnam is here. Vina from Vietnam. You know her?
Yeah, I do.
Do you? She's going to be on the Virgin Voyages trip with us.
Oh, good.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Yep. So, ahoy. All right. And good evening from Indonesia. And good evening from CTI Bali. All right. So good to have you guys here as usual. As we said, that the COVID is still a little bit high in Indonesia. It's coming down. Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. But it is on its way down. So in our CTI Jakarta office, please call ahead for an appointment. And this is temporary, by the way. This is not permanent. There's a lot of people going in and out of the office building. They would like people to call and make an appointment. So it is very important to have your documents ready. Make sure that they're ready. You'll see on the screen now our CTI Jakarta temporary hours. But again, I can only stress this is temporary, guys, so don't let it deter you from getting those documents done.
That's true.
What's going on with, besides Virgin, what's going on? We have Oceania and Regent. What's going on there?
Yeah, well, all cruise lines around there are heavily looking for culinary position, and this is like on Tuesday, 9 a.m. Jakarta time, we have CTI, a culinary job fair. We have people apply for all over the world, so if you guys want to join, so okay, let me see how can I invite you, because we select like a very key people to be part of this, to come and then join us and apply. We are going to have interviews live. We're gonna, like, when I say live, is with those people who is going to join through this event. The idea is to have a massive of people applying at the same time, and then we release them at the same time, and we present to the cruise line and we send them on board.
Ah, okay.
So the goal is like to working with only a group of
big groups, right?
Of culinary, select them, screen them, and then send them to the cruise ship.
So are you planning like a culinary group, a housekeeping group, a deck and engine group? Is that something you're working on, or?
Actually, we have a lot of applications for other departments like housekeeping, food and beverage, and we are not doing, we are doing okay on those, but as culinary,
we still need more, right?
Yeah, we still need more, but if you even try to say, I'm going to do a job fair for food and beverage, so you better have a lot of people to attend them, because it's going to be a huge numbers.
Right.
Because we have a lot of, and we have enough application for those departments.
How do I get registered for that if I want to do it?
You have to go to the CTI website and be there. So what we did, we went to our database, people that already applied to CTI for the next 3 years. Some of them get approved, some of them were not approved, but some of them from 2019 forward, they have done something that possibly increase the abilities and experience. So we send them an invitation and give them one more chance and bring them again.
So this is kind of like an exclusive club. So look out for that invitation, right?
It's not exclusive club. We are giving attention for those people that apply through us, to
Right.
CTI, right?
Course,
So of course, if some people is watching us right now, so how can I apply? Okay, go to our website. On Sunday night, I'm going to do one more running through, which means I go to our database again. If you apply today through our website and you are from the Culinary position, so I'm going to be able to receive your application,
Right.
and you're going to receive the invitation for the event.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Sunday night is going to be the last day I'm going to send the invitation.
Right.
You know?
So we plan to do this on a monthly basis. Is grab those people?
It's not really. It's something that it happens right now. So
Periodically,
that's why
okay.
they have to join now, because I don't know when it's going to happen again.
Okay.
You know, we already have almost 100 people on a WhatsApp group that they.
It's like, I'm here.
I want to join. I want to join. And yeah, that's a good opportunity. You know, as I mentioned, we have a good numbers of we have a good volume of applications for food and beverage and housekeeping, and we are glad with that. But for Culinary, we want more, and we are trying to do this event to have more people.
Okay.
You know,
Okay. I know at one point we had talked about doing a global event, right? I mean, I think this is something you're working on, and we won't spoil it at the moment, but it's going to be a pretty big event, I believe.
And because what happened is we know we have offices in certain countries, and then other countries that we cannot process people, but we can always say to them, hey, go here, do this way. We just can give guidance to them. Somehow they're going to receive value from our side. Let's say people apply from Africa, and CTI does not have office in Africa. CTI does not have any partner.
So we're
in
looking
Africa.
for partners, right?
Yeah,
As well.
If we see that we have a large number in a certain country, of course we're going to look for someone and do a partnership and trying to drive those people to the right agents.
Of course,
because we have many scams worldwide. But at least we can give to them and say, hey, you want the job? Okay, go apply directly through this link, and then we can give them the right link for the right cruise line, and then we can kind of guide them through it, and they avoid all these scams and things that they might face.
So guys, if you for some reason you get a WhatsApp for someone saying, hey, send me $1,000, I'll get you a job, even if they may be an employee of a cruise line, right? This is not the way it works, right? Don't send anybody money. Just say, I want to get a job, send me, I'll get you an employment letter. Don't do that, right? Please don't do that, because they are full of scams all through Asia, all through South America, you know, all through the world. I mean, Eastern Europe, everywhere, right?
That's true.
And by the way, we'd like to, you know, acknowledge, of course, we have the invasion of Russia, doing the invasion at the moment. This is such an issue, right? The whole world, by all means, let's pray for those people. There's a lot going on in that area. So, yep, we send out our love and our, you know,
that's it.
Prayers to them. All right. Now, speaking of, you know, we said that Jakarta was going on limited hours. Please call in. Naturally, we need doctors and nurses, and we do a lot for Holland America Line. This is doctors and nurses globally. So if you are a doctor or a nurse or a paramedic, you work in the nursing field, let's watch this. Okay, so if you are a doctor, a nurse, a paramedic, you work in the medical field, maybe do medical records or whatever, please apply ASAP. Right after our show today, we have a meeting with Holland America, the medical team, and we're going to be talking about, I believe there's a $4,000 sign-on bonus.
Wow.
Hello.
I wish I could
Now you can be a doctor. Go be a doctor.
A nurse, no?
Nurse, you can be a
Nurse
nurse.
is $4,000 too, no? Probably
We're
maybe
gonna,
two.
and I think that it's up to like $10,000 a month. We're going to get the specifics at our meeting a little bit later. But if you're in, I know we have some people from Miami who've applied. It doesn't matter where you
My
are.
mom
If
told me
you're-
that when I was kid that my name is look like a doctors in Brazil, like Luiz Eduardo Ferraz de Almeida. Usually doctors have
That's
this.
too many names.
No, but usually doctors have this name. You know, like maybe I should apply just by my name. You know,
And then we can split the money.
$10,000.
I have the connection. We can split the money.
No, I can give you 10% of the joining bonus, like the 4,000. 400.
No,
It's better
I'm
than
sorry.
nothing.
I'm going to keep the information to myself and give it to someone who's qualified out there. All right. Last week, we did our part one of Lucy, who works for Virgin Voyages, who has now gone back to Valiant Lady. She has her own webpage or YouTube page, and you should go subscribe to her. If you like inside information about what crew members are really like, Lucy is the person to subscribe to her page. And you'll go there, and we had her on our show exclusive last week. We're going to do part two today. And what Lucy's going to talk about, and we talk about this a lot, is how to prepare for an interview. You know, she's got some great tips here, and we're going to conclude here with our story with her. So, welcome back, Lucy.
Every cruise line is requiring a video, right? So through our video system, as I said, called Go Video, this gives them a chance to look at themselves, to practice, because, and again, I'll go back to your video, you know, make sure the lighting's right, make sure that you're got your makeup or you're dressing, and this, is that right? And because if they hear it from you, rather than, oh, that's the recruiter telling me, now they're hearing it from an actual crew member.
No, absolutely. I mean, a girl sent me, she did a video interview and she said, oh, do you mind if I send it to you and you can just, you know, have a look at it? Like, yeah, that's fine. So she sent it over. I was like, it's bloody awful. Like you can't see.
We see so many of those.
because I mean, the lighting wasn't on her properly, so you couldn't see her. She was quite clearly wearing a hoodie. I was like, well, you wouldn't wear that if you were going to an interview in person. And it's just about the little things. Like if you don't have lights, that's fine. Just sit in front of a window. You know, you can wear your pajama bottoms, but just make sure you're wearing a shirt, you know, that's what I can see.
Yeah, we have people sometimes, and again, this is new for a lot of people. You know, they're walking down the street holding their cameras, the cars going by, and they're trying, it's like, come on, folks, right?
Yeah.
As though you were in front of a recruiter, right?
Yeah, the other day I was having a meeting with one of our clients, and we are just communicating, trying to see how can we become successful both ways, because the cruise line also is trying to improve the way to recruit. And we brought the conversation, like the crew members, most of them, they're good on what they do, like cooking, cleaning, preparing drinks, but they are not good in interviewing. Like interview makes most people, even like a business people, they just freak out because they don't do that on the daily basis. For us, after a while, like I'm here at CTI almost 4 years. So it became so good, so natural for me. I have no problem interviewing people. I don't know, I feel I can interview Joe Biden. I have no problem talking about it. Yeah, because like, for example, you have been doing so many podcasts with all the YouTubers, like now with CTI, you know, if you feel embarrassed, you can fix it, right? Because your personality can overcome that. But they don't have that mentality. Right. And actually, it blocks the knowledge and looks like they can't deliver what they know. And most of them fell because of that. And unfortunately, because of technology and after COVID, most of them, they're going to lose opportunities, not because they don't have what it takes, but because they are not willing to prepare themselves properly and impress the recruiter, the hiring manager, you know.
But this is it. I think there's, you know, a few simple things that you can do to, impress a recruiter is just firstly, know a little bit about the company. You know, if you're applying for Virgin Voyages, know something about Virgin Voyages. You know, if you're applying to CTI, know something about CTI or Apollo
That's
or
true.
whatever. And also just, if I'm ever having an interview, like with a company, I'll always think about what they're going to ask me. Okay, so they're probably going to say, right, why do you want to work for our company? What are you going to bring to our company? Why should we hire you? And those are difficult questions. So you need to prepare the answers. You know, you don't need to script. You do need to have some idea of what you're going to say. Because, you know, you mix that with nerves, it's never going to be a good outcome. Whereas if you kind of have an idea of what you're going to say, then yeah, don't feel surprised, because it's like a normal question. Even when you go date someone, you're gonna say, hey, what you do? Like, this is normal. I wanna get to know you better, right? Yeah,
so
exactly.
And it's nice because this also help us to find other ways to help them, because it depends the country as well. For example, you from UK, I was born and raised in Brazil, now I'm in the United States. Those are countries people have a really bright personality. Like, people can speak out. It's easier for us, let's put it this way. It's not easier than if you compare with countries from Asia, you know, where they have more difficult to express themselves. And we are here like trying to find ways
out of it.
Because
this is it. I mean, it's a lot easier to not squish someone down. That sounds bad, but if you're a bit too much and a bit too loud, it's a lot easier to tell them to like calm down a bit than to try and bring someone's personality out. You know, it's like getting blood out of a stone. So I just, it's so hard. But I mean, if you can try and control your nerves, maybe meditate a little bit before the interview, that will help.
Well, I know we're asking a lot of questions. I know you have some as well.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay, is having experience in the hospitality industry necessary for getting a job on board a cruise ship?
I'll give that one to you, Eduardo.
So this is a really good question, because lots of people, they want to transition from one industry they're working to the hospitality, because they might possess some skills that might be suitable. And we have one situation that was unique, because of course we focus on people who has hospitality experience, and actually this is respecting the requirements from our clients. But that particular lady, I don't know if you remember, the lady from Thailand, she came and she was applying for Virgin. Right. She used to work for a lawyer office, something lawyer, but she's pretty, you know, and of course Virgin is looking for a person who has the whole package, right? She's pretty, amazing communication becomes one, because communication is not only for hospitality, it can be for all industry. And she worked like for 3 months in one place as a bartender, only 3 months. Okay. If I was looking at her resume, I would, if only screening the resume, I would say, no, we don't want to see her, because you don't have the minimal requirement. But some people, they are so easy to learn, they learn things so quickly that you can bet on them, you can invest on them, and they're going to succeed. So what happened then, when they went to the final interview with Virgin, we had like 5 different recruiters. And then one is for personality, one is for technical, one is a hotel manager. So each one of them like get crazy. They wanted her so bad. And actually they was trying to see, oh, which position I'm going to put her, because I cannot put her here. Otherwise, the other crew that already has more experience than her is going to feel bad, because we also have to respect those things on board, so we don't create problems, right? People that already, but then they start to create some, how can we plan her career? Like, oh, she can initiate here and then she can move here. So it is required. You have to have a hospitality experience. However, if you do have one certain skill that can overcome that,
I think she became a hostess.
We are willing to present, line, right? You know, and the communication, it's a number one for everything you do in your life. And if you have a really good communication and understanding, a person have a leadership mentality, it's easy to make that transition from a different industry and then bring to the hospitality. But of course, if you pick up 100 candidates, maybe 1 or 2 are gonna have, you know, that's why they prefer to say, give me people at least 2 to 5 years hotel experience, 5-star, because that we have a better results from.
Okay. The camera's gone off. Is it okay your end?
I think we're on from here. Well,
there we
I
go.
can hear you.
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
Right. Okay. Amazing. So 2 to 5 years experience is what people really need. Okay.
Yeah, initially, Virgin had a request for no cruise ship experience, and then quickly they ramped it up to 2 because, and I believe the reason for that, when you're starting up a brand new company, especially, right, you're taking new crew members from everywhere. Where an existing company, whether it be Holland America, Royal, someone, they have a lot of ships. So when they start up a new ship, they're able to take some people from the existing ships, move it to the new ship, and there's a much better seamless startup. Right?
Yeah.
So to endorse your question, so every time that we are going to present a new candidate to our clients, if the candidate lack of something that was required based on experience or ship experience, something that nature, we always trying to make the resume look better, like stand out in front of others, because we have to justify why we're moving that person. Doesn't mean that we are going to add jobs there, but we are going to give more details about what the person have done, like the level of the hotel, the resorts, how many people he was exposed, because those information give the recruiter perspective. Okay, I think this guy can handle the job, and we never can just pick up someone from the street and then say, okay, go there, go try.
No.
Yeah. Because some people, they believe, I'm sorry.
No,
go
it's
ahead.
okay. So what is the benefit of getting a job on a cruise ship through an agency like yourself, as opposed to going directly through the cruise line?
There's a lot of things. It really depends on the country you come from.
Yeah.
Many countries, and unfortunately in I won't say a geographical area, but in many parts of the world, there still is slave trade. There, as much as we, there's just taking advantage of people. And when a agency has their licenses, they're approved by the government, there are places, or there's situations in place to protect the crew member. For example, there have been people who will say, get on WhatsApp, or they'll see a Facebook page and they'll say, okay, you want to get on a cruise ship? Send me $2,000 and I'll get you an employment letter, blah, 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 blah. And of course they get ripped off. So I think you have protection, and especially in Asia, if you have India, you have Philippines, you have Indonesia, there's a lot of government agencies in place to stop the scammers, as it may be. And we know there's a lot of scammers. We get it all the time, right?
Yeah, I see this in
protection is I think the biggest thing.
In 3 different levels. Like, first is about the legal part, which is Robert is talking about. All the crew members, when they get on board, they are protected by the MLC license. But most of them, they never read. They don't know what they could, if they have to speak up on board, they don't know who they have to report. There are laws above the captain and everything that can be done. But once you have agents, the agents can help you if something happened, right? And also the agents always have money on hold that it can protect you in case of repatriation. Like when the cruise line, everybody was on board.
A deposit.
Yeah, is a deposit that can guarantee the crew is going to be paid, or if some damage happened with the crew, the agency is responsible. Once the person go by themselves, there is no responsibility, right? Each country handle differently, but legally you have to go through an agency. And also talking about the scams, a lot of people keep posting things online and, hey, get the job, we're going to make $5,000, $10,000. And once you try to do yourself, you have no filter. And then you can end up under somebody else's hand that's going to take your career to the second, somewhere. And then when it comes to the action part, well, it's presenting to the cruise line, the advantage to come, for example, with CTI is because we can make you look professional versus you try to go yourself. Unless if you are extremely experienced. Why I'm saying that? Because we can help you fix your resume. We can talk about things that you even don't realize, like, you have to search about the company, you have to prepare yourself. That's the position that you apply. Make sure you check the job description. So we give that preparation that can help the person increase the chance to get approved. Versus
So will they do an interview with you, and then they'll have to do another interview for whatever cruise line they're going to go on?
Yes,
that's correct. We prep them for the interview. In other words, give them I don't want to say inside knowledge, but in other words, this is what Virgin's looking for. This is what Holland America's looking for. And when you talk to the interviewer, you're going to have to know these skills. And in many cases, you know, we have such great relationships with embassies and consulates that they want us to check the person's documents before they go to the embassy.
Oh,
you know, because I hate to say this, but in many parts of the world, it's very easy to get really good looking documents that look real.
Yeah.
So we have to go and verify. I mean, we've had people walk in and says, "My God, you went to Harvard?" Oh,
Yeah. Oh God.
yes. So these things are very important. Document checking as well.
Sometimes even the person, when they work, they don't realize why they are working on that position. They believe it's because of the experience, but some people, they on a position because they have a leadership skills naturally. And once they start to be interviewed by someone of our clients, hiring manager, they start to talk about things that is not relevant for the position that they're applying for. And I say, listen, this is a real leadership position. Make sure your answers is towards that direction, because that's what's going to make you keep the job. They don't care if you work 10 years doing this, like just focus more on this. We kind of guide, we never give them the answers, but we tell them what matters, the meaning of those questions. So they don't keep talking about, oh, I have 2 dogs, I have this. But some people, they literally do that, you know.
And I think a lot of it is prep. Prep is very
preparation.
important, right? And also, again, when they come home, and I'm not quite sure Virgin is, I think does Virgin pay you when you're at home?
No.
No, okay. So many of the crew members as well, is that when they get home, they're basically an independent person. And if anything happens, they need a source where they can go back to. And it's a source, it's like how do I say it? It's like home for the crew. They want to go back, they want to find out their next schedule, you know, they have an issue, mom's having a baby or whatever it may be, then, you know, all of that is done through a central processing office.
And it looks like a career manager, you know, because sometimes, okay, you love to work at Virgin, and then I was about to ask this question: what's the next step? What's the next level for you? Because it looks like you got to the toppest. Like you said, I don't want to work anywhere because I have all this here. I love the environment. And then when you think about it, say, what's the next level for me?
Just coming to CTI.
Yeah, and then maybe you have someone.
It's already been decided.
Someone looking for something that could be the next level for you, like something that could be similar and above, versus, you know, because
if I wanted to progress, the next stage for me would be assistant shop manager, and then shop manager. And then above that, there's always a revenue manager on board who looks after all the revenue departments, like casino, shops, art department, all of that. So that's my route. However, it's really interesting. So when I went on ships originally with the spa, like I said, I had no idea what I was getting into. So when I did get on board, I was like, oh my God, I could work in the shops, I could work in the art department, I could be a waitress. Like, there's so many jobs that you can do. So this is something else I always say, you know, if you do go on board a cruise ship as a waitress, for example, and you don't like it, that's fine, because you could apply to do a different job for your second contract, just like I did. You know, I loved working on cruise ships, but I wasn't enjoying my time in the spa, so I changed.
Correct. This is a good statement, because some people, they say, oh, I want to, once you get on board and you finish your first contract, you always can apply for something else. It's
really important to finish the contract. Yeah,
not
to say, oh, I want to change and do something else, right?
Because they have everything is scheduled, right? They expect you to go until the end.
Yeah, but no, my really good friend was a chef, and he decided that he didn't really like being a chef. So while he was on his contract, he was, in his spare time, he was training to work at the excursions desk. So then when he finished his contract as a chef, he then applied to work on the excursions desk and got the job, because like most companies and most jobs, it's so much easier when you've got your foot in the door. So once you've done one contract with a cruise line, it's so much easier to get any job with that cruise line, because they already know you. They already know that you're a good worker, that you're reliable.
Right. That's true. And this is something that we always trying to tell the crew. You know, we had a lot of people that come from different cruise line, or it's not the same level as you say, different audience that was going there. And when you go to Virgin, they are on a different level. They're looking for a certain type of crew. And some crew that was working, let's say, on the third level, and now they're going to a first level, they believe they can do the same position. And they don't have that, oh, I'm now it's going to be difficult. It demands more from me. But they want to apply same position. And we screening them here, we say, listen, if you walk into the door through this position, later on you can, people can see your value. If you really believe that you can deliver what you're saying here, they can, going forward, they have more ships to launch, and you can have your opportunity on that position. Some people they take, some people they no, I only go if I go to this position because I don't want it.
And I can understand why people think that, but but if you're watching this and you want a certain position, something that you've got to understand is, let's say you're applying for the shops and you're like, well, I could be a manager because I was a shop manager in a shop on land. No, you can't, because on a ship, it is so different. You're at sea, you're on a boat, you have deliveries, you can't get a certain stock, you might order stock, but you might not be able to get it for 6 months because you're on a boat, or a ship, I should say. So, and that's the same for any position. It's totally different on board a ship, how it would be on board, on land, sorry. So you've got to just be a little bit humble and accept that you need to go in at that entry level stage and pay your dues and learn how it is. I mean, the worst managers that I've ever had are people that have come in at manager level and they've never actually done a contract, underneath that, because they don't know what they're doing, because it's completely different.
It is different.
It is so true. It is so true. And they want to bring their ways with them. And guess what? It's not that way, right?
You have to adjust.
So, I know that on many ships they call them passengers. On some ships they call them guests. And on Virgin they call them sailors. The passengers are sailors, correct?
Correct.
How do you judge the sailors between the brands? Do you see a big difference?
I think because Virgin is a new cruise line, there's a lot of cruise enthusiasts that are going on because they want to try it and see what this new exciting cruise line is all about. However, I do think when the excitement wears off and Virgin isn't the new kids on the block, I think it will attract people between the ages of like maybe 25 to 60, I think. So there's quite
oh my God, I can't come anymore.
No, you can come. Just as a general rule. I think obviously because there's no children, that's a really huge incentive to go. And as I said earlier, every cruise line has their target audience, and they do that brilliantly. And Virgin's, when they were creating the cruise line, they were like, our target audience is people who would never cruise, people who wouldn't go on a cruise ship. Right. And my parents actually are people who were like, no, don't like the idea of cruising, not for me. And they got the chance to come on the Scarlet Lady and they loved it, absolutely loved it. So, and I have spoken to people like that who's like, oh, this is my first cruise, and they love it. So I do think, Virgin are winning in that respect.
Very nice.
I have a question for you. Like when we went to the Virgin Congress before the ships was launched, when everything was in the preparation, 2018. Yeah, 2018.
Right. This was a prep for all
the prep for everything
together. It was great.
They were giving to us a little bit about the excitement and everything, and they also mentioned about the Virgin vocabulary. I don't know if you have learned any word or any sentence for Virgin.
She knows them already.
Like for example, vitamin C, those things that Virgin have this vocabulary. Hey, gorgeous, how are you doing? So what do you think about this? Because they came so outside the box, right. And many people, they say, oh my God, are these people going to make it? This crew going to, how that, sounds to you?
Yeah. I mean, at first, I think when every crew member learns it, they're like, are they being serious? They want us to say this. But it's
every crew member say it?
But we say it, yeah. And it's just a bit of fun, like vitamin C and sailors and voyages and, oh God, I can't, what else is there?
Vitamin C.
Yeah.
Like lick me until I leak.
Scream.
Oh yeah,
Scream
lick
until
me
I
until I
leak.
scream. Yeah, yeah, the ice cream shop. Yeah,
Yeah, I love.
yeah.
It's
So they've
nice,
been,
right?
It
It's
is.
different, right?
yeah, and like they've called the tattoo shop Squid Ink, and yeah, it's really cool. So they've done a lot of play on words, and some of it's a bit cheesy, but it's all a bit of fun, and
It is. It is.
and we are saying it. I mean, I remember when I went on board my first cruise ship, and I was calling everyone passengers. They were like, "No, you have to call them guests. You call them guests," and eventually you learn it and you just do it. But of course, I've gone to Virgin now, and I'm calling everyone guests. And they're like, "No, it's sailors now."
It's that
That's
branding, right? It's
amazing.
that branding.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's fun. But I have a question. So,
Okay.
which one should I ask? Right. So, how long should a person expect to wait from getting the job to being placed on board a cruise ship?
Wow. I think, again, this depends on what country you're from, right? The number of people applying, the number of ships coming out. For example, right before COVID, we had 1,000 people that were getting their documents ready, going to different cruise ships. And of course, COVID came and everybody stopped, right? Which of course, we know what happened there. But in a typical scenario, what typically happens is we get an order, right? And we get a requisition. And then we go and we start doing our advertising. If you've seen our YouTube page, you'll see the ads that we're running all over the place, and Facebook and that sort of thing. And then we'll start to gather the number of people, right? Then we will pre-screen the people. We'll check their documents. We have to verify that, that their documents are correct, and if they've ever been on ships and all that kind of stuff, which is that pre work. Then we interview them. Then we approve them for what is called a pre-interview, right? Then the cruise lines will call and say, "I want to see this many people." We set them up for that process. After they get approved by the cruise lines, then we go for the medicals, the passports, the everything else. And that can take anywhere from 2 to 3, maybe 4 months to put that all together. So if you look at the whole process, you're looking 5-6 months.
Yeah.
And unless the cruise line comes in, "I need this next week. Can you have this next week?" And then, of course, you're looking for people who have documents already and that sort of stuff. So it really depends on it. But if it's your first time, you've got to have all these things in order before you can leave your country.
There is also the need of the cruise line. For example, if the cruise line like Virgin is launching a new ship and they need a certain position, they are going to request from us a person who have already a C1G visa, because that speed up the process. Usually a C1G visa, depends the country, it might take like 20 to 30 days. If the situation is like now about pandemic, that some countries, the embassy is closed and those things, it can delay those things. That's why they say, "Oh, I need a person who has C1G visa." But everything depends more about the crew member status. Like we always let them know, guys, once you guys get on board, go do your documents before you sign off for vacation. Because once you stay 1-2 months and it's okay, now I want to go back on board. Oh, my visa is going to expire in 3 months. So here we have to request a cruise line, a LOE for you. And then once they send the LOE, they have to be exactly the same ship that you are going to join. And all that process take longer. So it depends how cooperative the crew member is going to be with us as well, because we keep contacting them and say, "Hey guys, let's get your documentation done." But in a normal situation, it can be, like Robert said, 2 to 3 to 4 months. But if your document is ready, we can place them immediately.
And the other thing about that, of course, is that, for example, we have about 12,000 Carnival crew, right? That we do Carnival in Indonesia, and there's always the rotations going on. People going back and forth, and can I change my schedule, or I want to stay home, I'm having a baby, all these kind of things. So there's a huge amount of rotation going on. So depending on where you fall in that rotation, if you want to go back fast, most of the time you can go back really fast. But they want you to take, if you're going home, 2 to 3 months off. Because as you know, working 7 days a week and how long's your contract, by the way?
6 months.
Oh, okay, okay. Because for many of the crew, it's 8 months.
Yeah.
Usually, when we deal with a premium crew members, like people like you, that or people that work in another major cruise line, they don't want to wait more than 2 to 3 months, because that's exactly when they sign off. Then they apply for another job, and they want that time off as a transition, and then they want to join immediately. Otherwise, the previous cruise line going to send another assignment. They say, "Listen, I can't stay here waiting because I need to make money." So then they go. So usually we let the cruise line know we have to give a preferences for those people because they don't wait. You know, they're already been working somewhere. Make sense? Yeah. Oh, nobody wants to wait
Does that
6
answer
months,
that
right? It makes sense, right? You don't want to, like, if you want to change the job, you don't want to wait like 7 months.
Yeah, but no, that's exactly what like when people message and they say I've applied for a job or I want to apply for a job, you know, how soon should I do it? I say, like, if you think that it's going to take 6 months before you get on board, that's about right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Again, it really all depends on your documentation and your qualifications, because we've had people go out the door within a week. Right?
Yeah.
The guy's got a visa, he's got this, and I need him, and he's a sous chef, boom, send him out the door, right? So it's not unusual.
But then I always tell, because people are like, oh, well, will it help if I get all my documents before I get the job? I'm like, well, it will, but then what if you don't get the job and you've got like
Expense, right?
a visa and a medical and an STCW qualification, but you don't actually have a job? So I think you're best off, especially if you've never worked on cruise ships before, you're best off getting the job and then just applying for your documents and just being patient. You know, good things come to those who wait.
That's correct. There you go. Absolutely.
Yeah, and also be able to search information. Some crew that we experience, I'm not saying they're lazy, but they don't want to read. They don't want to search about it. They just want to sit at home and say, anytime CTI is going to contact me and say, hey, you go on board tomorrow. I think they have that feeling. Versus, you know, I just get approved, so now what's my next step? And you start to knock those things down, like one by one. As you mentioned, okay, then you do this document, then you do that document. Some of them, they just sit at home, they don't check emails anymore. Because some the cruise line, they have a perspective about agents, like, oh, I can hire the crew member today, and then tomorrow he can go on board. Some of them, they don't have the understanding that all this documentation takes a certain time to get done, and we have to follow up with crew. They put the wrong email, the wrong phone number. You have to walk to their house. It's a huge operation.
So when I worked in China, at the end of my contract, I got like a little sheet, and I basically had to put the 3 ships that I wanted to work on next, and then I would either get that or they would just put me somewhere where there was room. So how does it work when one of your employees, let's say they finish their contract on a Royal Caribbean ship, do they then need to reapply for another contract?
No.
No. They are what is considered a rehire, right?
Okay.
And usually what happens is the cruise line will give them here's your next assignment. You're going to this ship. Now, many times that can change, right? Depending on what's going on, depending on the need, operational needs, as they always let us know. But at least they have an idea of when they're going back, because they need to plan their vacation and their time off with their families, right? So most of the time because they have all their records already, you know, you may have to go home to renew a document. Maybe your passport's expired, maybe your visa's expired or whatever. And that's where they come to the agency. And typically what we do is when they get off between 1 or 2 days, they'll come into the office. We have a checklist. Okay, this is good, this is good, this is good. Okay, we need to work on this. It's just go on your vacation, have fun, and we'll call you when we've got these all set up and ready to go.
Okay. Amazing.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it is a lot of people. I don't sleep. So do all crew people that apply to your agency have to do some sort of English test? Do they have to speak a certain level of English?
Yes. Again, depending on the cruise line, many have what they call the Marlins test. And the Marlins test is a seagoing, basically English test, knowledge, that sort of thing. And they have to reach a certain score before they can continue.
Okay.
And if they don't, we have lots of classes they can go to go study and come back.
Oh, that's good. That's amazing. Okay. And then, so actually a question going back to all the documents. So for the English test, the Marlins test, the STCW if they need it, the medical, the visas. Do you pay for this, or do they pay for these documents?
Again, it depends on the cruise line. For example, I think Virgin pays everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
If I'm not mistaken, right? But then you have other cruise lines that'll say, no, we don't want that expense. And the reason I think they don't is, for example, if they do all the documents and then walk away, then the company's out the money, right? Or they may go to another cruise line, or they may get all the way to the end and some reason fail the visa, right? So you'll find a lot of cruise lines will say, okay, you go do it, bring the receipt, and we'll reimburse you on board.
Right. Yeah.
But if you don't get on board, you're not going to get reimbursed.
Yeah, basically that's the way that Virgin is doing right now. They are kind of telling the crew they're going to pay for everything, but the crew have to kind of do themselves initially, because of course another Viking come and say, listen, I like you, let's come here. Virgin pay for documentation, now you're going to join another company.
Yeah.
It doesn't make much sense, right? But by law, the companies have to pay for the visa, no matter which company it comes from. It could be Carnival, Royal. For visa, is mandatory.
And that's why they say,
Yeah.
get the visa and we'll reimburse you on
Yeah.
board. So the visa, for example, in Indonesia is $120,
Yeah.
right? So if for some reason you don't pass, then you can't get reimbursed,
Mhm.
right? So and usually the only reason you don't get, the visa is that you've done something wrong, or they found the background check, something's wrong, or something of that nature, right?
Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Thank
And
you.
and when they applying for the visa, it's another English test, because we've been to the embassy and to trying to understand how we could improve our process and speed up the city. One of the number one reason why people get rejected here is because they want to work in USA and they come here and the English is not that good. Because as we work with like cruise lines that is going to give them opportunity to take off their career, some of them is still on the taking off mode. Like they are just finish the first 2 jobs and they start to work on a cruise line. They don't have that confidence. Doesn't mean they don't speak, but when they go in front of someone in the embassy, like, oh, apply for a visa, they can't deliver what they expect. Sometimes they might say something wrong, but it's another English test there.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know. I mean, I suppose because I'm English anyway, but when I went for my visa, I thought I was going to have to answer all these questions. I think they asked for my name and then that was it.
No, yeah.
And you're from UK as well, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have so we are so rich and we don't know, like, just because we're born in a certain locations and it helps,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, there is other issues that with crew members, right? About on a rare occasion, we have what we call absconders. Have you heard of any of those?
No, what sconders?
Oh, yeah, absconder. Absconder is a person who will go, and whether they go through a cruise line agency or any other agency, right, and get a visa to come into the U.S. When they arrive in the U.S., they decide not to join the ship because they're either meeting someone but and the U.S. Embassy and all embassies are very, very closely monitoring this, right? And so for those who, and every agency has had a few, ships have them all the time, but they're watching them very closely because naturally you've now just let them get into the States. Now what's happening? Because obviously they're going to meet someone and go somewhere and get a job or whatever it may be.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. God, there's just so much that goes into it, isn't there? It's mad.
There really is. There really is.
Like when it's like a Bible. It is.
And it's amazing that the changes that have happened, right? I mean, we've been doing this for over 30 years. And if you look at the industry and all the changes and now all the new COVID changes, everybody now must have 2 shots plus their booster shot. It's happening so quick, right? It's an ever-changing industry, that's for sure. Brand new ships coming, big ships coming. It's an exciting industry.
It is a very exciting industry, and that's it. I mean, nothing stays the same for long. So
Not anymore.
no,
Not anymore.
especially with technology and all of that, it's just mad.
It's so funny. I felt that when I was on the ship and we went on my birthday. We went there. That's when we saw you, right? And everybody's walking around on their iPads or their mobile phones. So it's just kind of normal. And actually, they're working, right? So they're taking that technology, because you would think, oh, okay, it's just a bunch of millennials. And there they are on their iPhones, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, this is
really
the things. Yeah, so basically, if you work on Virgin, you'll get given a device which just looks like a smartphone. And for me, who works in the shops, that's what I use to charge. So if you bought something from my shop, I would just run it through on my device. If you work in excursions, you book a sailor's excursion using it, and whatever you do on board. But I think something that it's a great idea, but what Virgin didn't take into account is that even though people are working, to a sailor, it just looks like we're texting them.
Exactly.
Remember when?
It's like, could you get off that phone and help me?
Remember when we were at that bar? Remember we had that bar? I think it's a nightclub after the theater, and then I think I asking a drink, and then the guy was like, I say, you see, we're asking for the drink, and he's playing on his phone, like on his whatever he might be doing. It's funny, but then we realized that he was checking things, like he was updating his his data. Well, it's nice. It was really nice. So for us here, I ask you a question about the reason why you built to create your YouTube channel. And by the way, we're gonna put your YouTube channel here on the screen.
Absolutely.
And also your link below.
So we've already put your link below. So
people from our channel
to follow you. Most for those who want to join Virgin. So watch those videos for sure. One of the reasons that we decide to create it, because also we sometimes we talk to the crew and then say, would you like to give them some training? And you look on YouTube, you can find anything. Any recruiting agents, they don't talk about it. They don't. And then we say, Robert, we have to start to give them some information. Let's start this. And we start like 1.5 years ago.
Yeah.
It's when we compare with all the YouTube channels, general, like all the industry, it looks very small because you have like 7,000-8,000 followers that we have, but it's niche. Like that is our niche. Like this is the people that we don't talk about jokes, we don't talk about comedy, like we talk about cruising this all the time.
Yeah.
And we are very glad to have those people, to provide content and then to try to give a point of view from ourselves, right?
And it's great to like have people like Lucy, because these are crew, right? And that's what we do. We focus on crew. And there's nothing better than a crew member talking to a potential crew member.
Right.
That's right. We can do all the ads we want and they look nice and slick and this and that. But when you have a crew member saying, this is the way it is. I mean, I feel the same way. I would buy something from someone more than I would just a video saying, oh, come and work on a cruise ship. Right?
Yeah. And it's nice to hear from someone, because mostly when we go live, it is not as perfect as like a video that you can have a script, a hook and everything else. But whoever is watching, they get the truth. They can get the emotion, they get the feelings, they get everything. When I go buy something, I go search on Google, I see YouTube if someone has used that product. So today, everything you do, go Google it. Like, try to get some information from it. And I can assure you, a lot of people, they say, I want to work for Virgin. I saw one guy, because the name of his YouTube channel, he put also Royal Caribbean. Like it's one guy from Royal Caribbean. I think he's from
Chris Wong.
UK as well.
From UK.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
Yeah.
And
Eduardo, can you just wiggle your mouse again, because the screen's gone off?
Oh, the screen.
All right.
I can't see you. Ah, yeah, there you go. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So anyway,
he put his name, and then after that, working on Royal Caribbean. Of course, when you type Royal Caribbean, you drive a lot of traffic to your channel because people type Royal Caribbean. And you don't have like Virgin Voyages in yours, but I can assure you that a lot of people, they want to work for Virgin, they would be watching you. Because
she's got 13,000.
No, she's already got it. Yeah, but because everybody's curious about Virgin.
Yeah. No, I put, so on the videos that I made on board, I would always put Virgin Voyages in the title, but because I'm at home now and a lot of my videos are just generalized, I haven't put Virgin in the title just because it's not really Virgin specific. But when I go back on board, I'll put it in the title. But thank you.
But I think it's very, very nice. Of course, we don't have. For me and Rob, I don't think I have any intention like to be famous. Actually, I want to keep my life as private as I can. I usually this to provide value to others, right? And but it's always good because it helps you keep yourself on track. I don't know if you have that feeling like you say, oh my God, I'm simple. I'm doing something. People is watching me. They believe in what I say. So
but she's the authority. She's
that's what I think is good, right?
Living the dream.
Yeah, I mean, the same as you. I have no desire to be famous. I mean, at the moment, it's giving me a little bit of extra money, which is lovely. But the same thing is just to, you know, give people information that isn't really out there. So,
Correct.
yeah.
I know, that's amazing.
You know, I think that we probably just worn this young lady out. I definitely want to have you back if that's okay.
Yes,
We'd love to have
absolutely.
you back. And maybe we can do one from the. Actually, we're going to be there April. We believe it's April Fools, but no, April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
One of those days, you're probably gonna be at least few hours
Are you gonna be on
off.
board then?
Yeah. Well, I'll hopefully I'll have some time. If I have some time free from work, then yeah, absolutely, we'll do a video or do something. Yeah.
Right.
That would be great. That would be great.
Because even the Apollo group, I don't know if you Apollo group is.
Oh yeah, she knows all the people. From
they're willing to endorse what we're gonna do on board. Like they say, oh, CTI can put all the agents, and then you guys can do the live. And having a crew member from Virgin, it can make more impact. You know.
Yeah, I'd love to. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy,
was this your idea? Was this your idea to make the YouTube channel, or was it something to do with Apollo, or was it just nice?
If I have to be honest, it's all me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. I have to be honest. Right? Eduardo had a YouTube channel, and he said, you know, CTI needs a YouTube channel. So slowly, we started looking to see what it was, and then we started investing in equipment and understanding. Because, again, we've been in business for 30 years, right? And we've had our Facebook page. We have 12 Facebook pages, right? But we thought for a YouTube, and we started maybe a couple months after the pandemic started, and we're doing our 88th show this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Every Friday at 8 a.m. Miami time.
Yeah.
We're sitting here ready for a live show, right?
Yeah, I started my YouTube channel right when I came to United States in 2015, and I didn't speak English, so I was using the channel to challenge myself through those videos, and so I can see my progression.
That's amazing.
When I start, and I was posting everything that I was doing here. Like when I go back, sometimes I even cry, like just getting a feeling of growth. And when I came to work at CTI, I saw that was needed like for more social media and those things. But of course, everybody was busy looking for something else. When I went to Asia in 2018, I started to do something. Talk to crew, give some speech, some motivation to them, and actually I like the motivation thing, the personal development, professional development, and I start to record those things, and then post on my YouTube channel. And then when I saw it was like 3,000 views, 4,000 views, and then what happened is my YouTube channel already became CTI's YouTube channel, but it wasn't under my name because everybody would go to my channel to watch those things. And then I say, oh, Robert, we need 20 people for Virgin. And then I would open my Facebook and I start to go live, talking to people. And I think Robert, back then, he used to look like, what is that? I literally,
it's for kids.
You could see it on his face, like, what is that? I go to Vietnam and everyone say, hey, Robert, I get 5,000 views here, I'll get this. And then one point I say, listen, I want to drive my YouTube channel more for the motivation thing versus keep talking about crew. So can we use the CTI? And back then CTI has like 24 subscribers because CTI was not posting anything. And then we start to post every day. 1 year and a half passed. Now we have almost 8,000. And actually this changed the whole business for us, the game, because we bring more traffic to our website and people apply more. We have way more applications.
People connect more to people, and I mean, me definitely, I would feel so much more comfortable applying to an agency where I can see the people who
yes,
and work
that's what I told him. I said we don't have like 100,000 followers, 1 million followers like we see people well known on YouTube, but once you go search a company, then you'll see that just post a video yesterday, that company is fresh, they're working, they're doing something. Like it give you more certainty that these guys is not gonna bad people. Mostly right now we have a lot of people scams and those things. Myself and him, we're putting our face there. If it's something wrong, someone, hey, look at these guys, like get out of these people, like that is for that today, right? You have to have a courage to put your face there.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a great thing that you're doing.
Yeah, no,
Well,
I
thanks,
love
thanks.
it.
And,
Yeah.
and again, we're trying as we progress our next progression.
Mhm.
We were just talking about this earlier. The radio show, right?
Yes.
It'll be so cool to have a call-in radio show, right?
No,
You're going to be our first guest.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. One of the things also we want to create is like give a voice to the crew. I know that the crew, most cruise line, they're trying to treat the crew as best as they can, and I can see that Virgin is way above than everybody. And I think after Virgin, all the cruise line is going to give more perks to the crew. But I think the crew, even though they need more voice, be able to speak up in terms of, oh, I like this, I see this. Because sometimes it looks like they don't have power, but they do have power. And we saw the damage that was done through the pandemic, having to send these people back home. Some people was freaking out because they couldn't leave the ship. And they're so important to the industry, so important to everybody, that when we want to open up the doors for them and say, hey guys, come here and speak, give your words.
And I think it's also a release, right? When you have crew members who cannot get off on port, and so you can just go sit in your cabin and you can do WhatsApp. The thought of you talking to someone outside is such a mental relief, right?
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, really amazing.
Yeah. I was talking with one Virgin crew, and then I said, okay, tell me about this cruise line that you were. I'm not going to mention the name. And then Virgin right now. She said, oh my God, it's so different. I used to work hard the whole day. And then afterwards, I even have to do my laundry. Here, I don't have to do, I'm not saying that but if I have more time, I will do it. But can you imagine you work the whole day and versus you go rest, you have to do your laundry, where you have people that could be done that for you. And this actually, logistic-wise, it's more productive for the company, right? You have people more rested, mentality as well.
Well, this is it. I mean, on Virgin, something that I've never had before is a cabin steward. So once a week, a cabin steward would come, change my bed, hoover, clean my cabin. And I was like, this is amazing, because it just after you have a long day, you don't then have to do your laundry and do, clean your cabin and do all of that stuff. So, it's just great.
Virgin has truly made an impact, right? And I can assure you, other cruise lines are listening, because crew accommodations are improving, and they have improved over time. I mean, when I started, wow, this is way before you, by the way. There was a ship called the Volendam, which was a Holland America ship, but it was a steamship. So that tells you how. And there were 4 to 6 people to a cabin, and the doors were all metal, and the ship would go, and you would hear everything shake down the hall. It was quite funny, but great ships. Everybody still, there was that camaraderie, there was that love for people. It was really nice, really nice.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do some business, right?
I was cruise director.
Cruise director.
But don't tell anybody, please.
Okay.
For Holland America and Celebrity.
Wow. Okay. Wow. And what did you start as crew staff?
Yes, I did. Actually, I started as a DJ. I'm originally from Ohio, and I worked at a radio station. And just quickly, some guy walked into the club and said, I'd like you to go on our ship. So my first time to have a passport, went to San Jose, France, jumped on a ship called the Nordam, and the rest is history.
Wow. Never looked back.
That's it. 12 years on a ship, got off, sold insurance for 2 years. I wouldn't tell anybody that. And then decided to start my own company.
Wow. That's amazing.
30 plus years later, here we are.
Yeah.
So, and still loving it. Honestly, still love it.
Good. Well, that's the main thing.
I think we look forward to meet you again.
Absolutely.
The Violent Lady right now. The Violent Lady is the black girl right in front of the ship, right? Yeah, the Violent. I mentioned the other day I feel represented by this name, be a
Valiant Lady.
No, I talk about the Resilient.
Yeah,
all names is so powerful, right? Virgin created all these powerful names.
Yeah,
they're great. They're great.
Yeah, I look forward to meet you there, and if it's opportunity for us to do a a gathering. Like you can meet all the recruiters. You can meet everybody. They are very nice. From Bali.
Look forward to that. That'll be amazing.
People from Bali, people from Vietnam, people from other countries.
So take a second to tell us about your YouTube and what it's about. I know what it's about, but these guys
people can watch.
Yeah, a little self-promo here.
So I'm Lucy. My YouTube channel is Cruising as Crew, and I basically just share my experience of working on cruise ships. I share the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that you as a crew member know what you are getting yourself into when you apply for a job with these guys on board a cruise ship.
And I'm going to use that in our commercial. We're gonna do a commercial. I'll send it over to you as we promote these segments, and we'll probably cut these up into a couple segments.
Right, for sure.
But
whatever you want. I'm happy for you to, do whatever.
And she was on our Christmas show, by the way.
I remember that.
Yes,
I remember that. We used one of her videos, right? Right.
Yeah, no, that was a really great show with all the crew members. It was really good.
Thank you. We can't thank you enough. I know that it's late in the UK now, and it's I can't see what time it is here. It's 11:30 in the morning. Yeah. Okay. So it's 11:30, 12:30, 1:30.
No, it's almost,
my goodness.
5 some PM.
Yeah. We've gone late. But again, thank you so much for being here. We thank Virgin and all the other cruise lines and all the crew out there. And a big thank you. All right. We will see you soon.
Yeah. See you soon. Thank you for having me, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Lucy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, we thank you for being here for this Town Hall Extra. Great to have Lucy with us. And Lucy, we wish you all the success on the Valiant Lady.
Yeah, and by the way, we meet you in April 1st.
April 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. We're going to be on the Valiant Lady as well. All of the agents will be there for a conference to look at best practices and all the good things that we do. So if you also want to be a crew member, guess what? Go to our website, www.cti-usa.com, apply, and maybe you want to work on Valiant, maybe you want to work on Carnival, maybe you want to work on who else?
All
the cruise lines, and all the positions are available. So don't forget to also register and like our content, right?
And we're going to see you next week.
We'll see you. Oh, yeah. We're actually going to change the time. We're going to do 11 o'clock next week. So that'll be 11 p.m. in Asia in certain areas. You like that time? That's good.
Because 8 a.m., it's 8 p.m. Asia time, like 8, 9. People go to dinner, they are hanging with family, they're watching TV, they're talking about what happened during the week. 11 p.m. sometimes you go to the bed and you kind of
just sit there while you're watching
you're just
in bed,
waiting to get sleep. And then something not happen, you say, okay, let me watch something on YouTube.
But we're not here to put you to sleep, guys.
But while you there, you just watch something on YouTube before you go to
bed. It's make sure you watch the whole show because we don't want to put you to sleep. We want to keep you awake, right?
Yeah, 11 p.m. That's going to be.
So it's going to be 11 p.m. Asia time, 11 a.m. here in America. Mm-hmm. Actually, we'll put it all on the screen when we do our town hall preview. Thanks for being here, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate your time. You have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. Guys.